Have you ever wondered what unseen hazards you might be breathing in every day? As we go about our daily lives, there's an invisible threat that often goes unnoticed: air pollution. It's an omnipresent danger, lurking in the air we breathe, often overlooked in the hustle and bustle of our routines. Imagine, if you will, the vast expanse of our atmosphere. It's like a giant invisible canvas with a myriad of strokes painted by countless sources. Some are natural, like volcanic eruptions or forest fires, but most are man-made. Picture the vehicles on our roads, each one a tiny artist contributing to this vast canvas. Every puff of exhaust from cars, buses, and trucks adds to the composition, filling our air with harmful pollutants. Then, there are the factories, the industrial powerhouses of our modern world. Their towering chimneys paint broad strokes across our sky, belching out plumes of smoke that cloud our air with toxins and particulate matter. But air pollution isn't just an outdoor problem. It's also present inside our homes. Even the smallest particles like dust and pet dander can impact our air quality. Household products, from cleaning agents to air fresheners, add their own hues to this invisible painting, releasing potentially harmful chemicals into the air we breathe. The problem with this invisible threat is that it's so easy to forget. It's a silent, sneaky predator, creeping into our lives without us even realizing it. But just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's harmless. Air pollution affects us all, from the youngest child to the oldest adult. It doesn't discriminate. It's a global issue that transcends borders and impacts us all, no matter where we live or what we do. As we move forward, remember that what we can't see can still harm us. And as we delve deeper into the effects of air pollution on our health, let's keep in mind that knowledge is our first line of defense against this invisible threat. The numbers don't lie, and they tell a disturbing story about air pollution and our health. Air pollution is a silent but deadly killer. Each year, it is estimated that 7 million premature deaths globally can be attributed to the effects of air pollution. To put that in perspective, that's more than the population of the entire city of Chicago. This is a staggering statistic, and one that should make us all sit up and take notice. But the impact of air pollution extends beyond these premature deaths. It's also a leading contributor to non-communicable diseases. For instance, it's estimated that air pollution is responsible for up to 25% of all deaths from lung cancer. That's 1 in every 4 people who lose their lives to this devastating disease, a death that could have been prevented. And it's not just lung cancer. Air pollution is also a major trigger for asthma, a condition that affects millions of people worldwide. In fact, it's estimated that 2 out of every 10 asthma cases can be linked back to exposure to polluted air. But the cost of air pollution isn't just measured in lives lost. There's also an economic cost. It's estimated that the global economic cost of premature deaths and health problems caused by air pollution is in the trillions of dollars each year. This includes the direct costs of medical care, as well as the indirect costs such as lost productivity due to illness and premature death. These are not just numbers. They represent real people, real lives that are being cut short or diminished because of the air we breathe. They represent the urgent and pressing need for action to combat air pollution. So what can we do? The answer lies in understanding the problem, raising awareness, and taking action, both individually and collectively. By making changes in our own lives and advocating for policies that reduce air pollution, we can make a difference. These numbers are a wake-up call, showing us the urgent need to address air pollution. Our bodies are under constant attack from pollutants in the air we breathe. That's not a figure of speech, it's a stark reality. Every time we inhale, we're not just taking in oxygen, we're also taking in minuscule particles of dust, smoke, and chemicals that are invisible to the naked eye. These pollutants are more than just unwelcome guests. They are invaders, launching a siege on our bodies. The first line of defense is our respiratory system. The nose, throat, and lungs work tirelessly to filter out these invaders. But they're not always successful. Some pollutants are so tiny, they can bypass these defenses and penetrate deep into our lungs. There, they can cause inflammation and damage, leading to respiratory problems like asthma and bronchitis. But the assault doesn't stop at the lungs. Some pollutants can even enter our bloodstream. Once inside, they're like enemy soldiers on a rampage, reaching every corner of our bodies. They can inflame and damage blood vessels, increasing the risk of heart disease and stroke. They can reach our brains, possibly contributing to neurological disorders. They can even infiltrate our cells, potentially causing genetic damage and increasing our risk of cancer. Our bodies are resilient, fighting back with all their might. But over time, the relentless assault of pollutants can wear down our defenses. Chronic exposure to air pollution can lead to a host of health problems, from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease to lung cancer, from heart attacks to strokes. And here's the truly terrifying part. These pollutants are not just somewhere out there, in some distant polluted city. They're here, right now, in the very air we're breathing. They're in the exhaust fumes from the car idling next to us at the traffic light. They're in the smoke billowing from factories on the outskirts of town. They're even in the seemingly clean air inside our homes, released from everyday items like furniture and cleaning products. Our bodies are remarkable, but they aren't invincible. They need our help to combat the effects of air pollution. While air pollution threatens us all, some are at greater risk than others. You see, air pollution does not discriminate. It does not care about your age, your health, your status. It simply exists, and its effects are experienced by everyone. However, certain groups are more susceptible to its harmful effects than others. These encompass the young, the old, and those already grappling with health issues. Let's talk about children first. Their lungs are still developing, growing, maturing. They breathe faster than adults, inhaling more air relative to their body weight. This means they take in a higher concentration of pollutants. Moreover, kids are often more active outdoors, where they can be directly exposed to polluted air. The impact on them can be profound, from respiratory issues to developmental problems, and in severe cases, premature death. Then we have our elders. As we age, our bodies naturally become more fragile, more susceptible to illness. Our lungs, having weathered years of exposure to various pollutants, may not be as efficient in fending off new threats. Chronic conditions like heart disease and lung disorders are common in older adults, making them particularly vulnerable to the adverse effects of air pollution. And what about those already battling health issues? Well, for them, air pollution is like adding fuel to a fire. Individuals with pre-existing respiratory conditions such as asthma or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease can find their symptoms exacerbated by polluted air. Those with heart disease are at a higher risk of heart attacks. Even people with diabetes can experience worse outcomes due to air pollution. In essence, air pollution is an invisible enemy, one that targets the most vulnerable among us disproportionately. But it's important to remember that in safeguarding these groups, we are not just protecting them. We are protecting ourselves, our communities, our future. Because the air we breathe is shared, and so is our responsibility to keep it clean. In protecting the most vulnerable among us, we protect us all. The damage caused by air pollution is profound, but it's not irreversible. The power to turn the tide rests firmly in our hands, and it begins with understanding the ways we can reduce air pollution and its impact on our health. One of the most straightforward strategies we can adopt is reducing vehicle emissions. This might seem like a daunting task, but it's simpler than you think. Consider carpooling, biking, walking, or using public transportation. These small steps not only lower our carbon footprint but also promote a healthier lifestyle. Next, let's talk about energy. The energy we use in our homes and workplaces often comes from burning fossil fuels, a process that releases pollutants into the air. By switching to clean energy sources like wind, solar, or hydroelectric power, we can significantly decrease the amount of pollutants we generate. It's not just good for the environment, it's good for our lungs too. But reducing air pollution isn't just about what's happening outside. Indoor air quality is equally important. Simple actions like keeping our homes well ventilated, using natural cleaning products, reducing the use of aerosols, and even keeping indoor plants can dramatically improve the air we breathe indoors. Remember, prevention isn't just about the big, sweeping changes. It's also about the small, everyday decisions we make. It's about choosing to walk instead of drive, opting for a reusable bag instead of a plastic one, or turning off the lights when we leave a room. These seemingly insignificant choices can have a significant cumulative effect, leading to cleaner air and healthier lives. Each one of us has a role to play in this fight against air pollution. It's not just about safeguarding our own health, but also about protecting the health of our planet for future generations. We have the power to create a cleaner, healthier world. The question is, will we use it?